So my name is Mark Holloway. I look after the global supply chain for Goodyear tire and rubber company. I'm based partly Europe, partly US. So I came here, mostly because this is a fairly international group. Build a network, get to meet some people again and meet some new people. But also because I think this is a time of massive change in supply chain. I think big technology changes, and there's some providers here that I wanted to catch up with and learn a bit more about how technology is going to impact supply chain. The importance of an event like this, I think anyone in my type of role, events like this are absolutely essential. I think it's just so easy to be working for a big company and you just get buried in the internal thinkings of the company and you forget that there's an outside world out there. There are other people dealing with the same problems you are that have got some good practices and some good ideas, and there are some providers that can enlighten you. Honestly, anyone in a role like mine who spends the whole year sitting in their office, they're not doing their jobs. Main takeaway from this event, I think there's a couple. I've been quite impressed that a number of the speakers have spoken about the same themes. So there's been a strong theme about the need to get balance, there's been a strong theme about the need to synchronize your supply chain, and there's been a strong theme about the need to execute. And I think those have come through in a number of the sessions, particularly the theme about if you want to run an effective supply chain, it needs to be synchronized. So all the functions are looking the same way. You're all trying to do things in a synchronized way to meet the customer needs. I think that's been a very powerful theme that came across, and has certainly reinforced some of my own thinking and made me reflect. I think the other one is just the whole area, which is one of the areas I came here, is about the increasing role of technology in supply chain. There's been a lot about artificial intelligence, a lot about robotics, a lot about advanced analytics, and that is, I think, very significantly changing supply chain. So those are the two big ones that have been big takeouts for me. Sure, yeah, the SNMP. So I was invited to chair an SNMP panel, so there were myself and four other experts who spoke about SNMP. I was quite worried about it because it's the last session of the day. We stood between people sitting and listening to us and going home to their families or getting a drink at the bar. So we were pleasantly impressed, very pleased with the number of people that turned up and the engagement from the audience. We made the decision to be a little bit controversial and not talk about technology and not talk about the stuff that most other SNMP panels talk about, but to talk about the people side of SNMP, so to talk about leadership aspects, to talk about behavioral aspects, to talk about cultural aspects. And that was obviously a good decision because it resonated, I think, with a lot of people that were in the audience. And therefore we got, frankly speaking, more questions than we could handle. So I think the panelists were engaged because that resonated with them. And hopefully the customers, the audience, it resonated with them as well. But I think it went well. I think people should attend, frankly speaking, I think anyone in a decision-making role in supply chain should attend at least one of these a year. And just get outside, find out what's going on, challenge your internal thinking. I think it's important for anyone to attend an event like this. I think if you're invited and you're given an opportunity to present, I think anyone should grab that because there is nothing that hones your presentation skills more than standing in front of 50 peers and having to convince them about something. So it improves you as a decision maker, it broadens your mind. Why would you not?